Welcome to this Grandma's Life podcast. I'm your host, theciaellis. Get ready to laugh, learn, and grow with me as we explore growing older in an ever changing world. One of the good things about growing old is that people judge you less when you say sometimes outrageous things. I'm getting older and I've had a fascinating life. I also have opinions. You may not agree with these opinions and I may not care. Even now, I am passionate about many things. I love to learn, I love quotes, and I care about my country. Join me as we explore loving life even as we age. And this is March 20th, 2026, and this is episode 93. What's next? In this episode, I discuss preparing for more life changes. But first, I want to talk to you about what's been going on around here. One of the things is I just found out that my boss, who has trained me, and and the mayor, he has decided that, well, his dad had lived here in Oklahoma, and they're from California, and they came back to take care of his dad. And I think he said that he's been dead for 5 years, and so they're moving to Arizona so they can be closer to their family. So now we're going to be getting a new mayor, and so basically I'm going to have a new boss. I don't know. I mean, we'll have the board of trustees and stuff. This is an interesting situation because what it is, this town is so small. We have one mayor and four trustees and one town clerk. And I'm the only paid employee of the whole town. And so I kind of do all of the jobs as far as keeping things going, and I answer to the board. Um, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know who the next mayor is going to be. I guess we'll find out. And we'll see how it goes. Last Sunday after church, I got to go have lunch with some friends. That's what's kind of cool every once in a while. I have to admit, there's different stages of your life and stuff. Of course, at one point, just a couple of years ago, I was very busy. I was doing the church and I was doing all the volunteering with them and stuff too, but I also was going to softball and basketball games. And then I was trying to make videos and put those out or recording those along with my grandma's homestead videos and everything else I was doing. And now, yes, I still have a job and I still go to church and I still do all of that, but I don't have to run home and take care of animals right now. I'm not having to do all that. I'm not I'm not running home to cook dinner for people. And so if somebody goes, "Hey, you want to do lunch?" I'm going, "Yep." So we went and did lunch after church last time, and it was really nice. At the same time, with all the stuff that's been going on and everything, and I have to admit, I'm kind of ashamed of myself in a lot of ways because I'm just succumbing to some mild depression. It's just been a long slog, and I've got to get tougher. That's all there is to it. It's kind of interesting because I was saw a short thing on a Navy SEAL, and he's saying you got to get up and you got to make your bed, and you got to go to breakfast, and you got to go do lunch, and you got to do everything in between, and it's all going to be hard, and it's going to suck, and you got to get up and do it again. And I thought, oh man, that's what I needed to hear. So that's cool. So I'm gonna work on the depression part and see what I can just get over it, move on. One of the things that my boss called me about the other day, and he's busy. He just bought a house in Arizona. He's got somebody's buying the house here in Foil, and he has been going to all the meetings and stuff, and he couldn't make this one meeting, so he asked me to go to Claremore and attend a meeting about the Andy Payne race. Now, I don't know if you know, but Andy Payne was the guy back in 1929 that was from here in Foil that raced from San Bernardino, California. No, I think he was in LA. I think he was in a Coliseum, LA, or whatever it's called. And then he ran all the way across the country in a race to Madison Square Garden and ended up winning $25,000 by winning that race. So, and because he's from here in Foil, this is the Andy Payne race. And so on April 1st, we're going to have there's a half marathon that's actually going to start in Foil, and everything's going to end in Claremore because Foil is just too small to even deal with so much. But it is an honor that's going to start in Foil, and that's really cool. But they're going to shut down a section of Highway 66 for all these people to run on a Saturday morning. And I think they said there's like 73 people that signed up to run the half marathon. I'm not one of them. I was going to do the 5K, and that starts at Claremore Lake, and I can't remember where it ends up stuff too. And I'm not even sure I'm going to do that. I can still kind of train and try to get some more miles in, but I don't believe I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to use this because it's in foil and because that's part of what I do now. I believe I'm probably going to do a video on it. That would be probably better for me. I have started a new podcast. As you know, if you've been following me at all, I do a scripture of the day and I do a quote of the day. And then what for Patreon and stuff, and I was putting it out too. I was doing, I think it was called Growth for a while, and that just kind of was clunky to me. So now I'm doing Faith Fuel, and I'm trying to do three a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm doing a scripture and the quote, and I'm doing a devotional to share with you. And so that is still going to be in the video form that I can put to you, but then I got to think, shoot, I'm recording it anyway. Might as well put it out as a podcast. So it's a podcast now, Faith Fuel. Check it out. All right, got my taxes done today. And that, I guess it wasn't too big a deal in a lot of ways. We used to take our taxes to a CPA, and it would cost me about $250. But the only thing is I was taking him spreadsheets and receipts and, or backup receipts to prove that everything that's on my spreadsheets was right and everything. So that was pretty kind of a complicated thing, farm, keeping track of expenses in the farm and everything else that we were doing. And this was just pretty much regular. And it was still $250, but it's done. It's done for a year, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful it's over. And I do get a little bit back. What I'm listening to, I just started The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley, PhD, that was written in 2001. So I don't know anything about it yet. But basically, what I can tell, he's telling you how to think about being a millionaire, how to be a millionaire, and the mindset involved with it. But I'll find out as I listen to it more. And I'm still in the first listening of Odd Apocalypse by Dean Koontz that was written in 2012. And I love my Dean Koontz stuff. What I'm reading is Keto After 50 by James Wilson. I'm probably going to be on that one for a while. Even though it's a relatively small book, I only read it for like maybe 15 minutes a couple of times a week. So it's going to take me a while to get through it. And I'm also reading The House at the End of the World by Dean Koontz. That was written in 2023. My quote of the week is, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. And that was written by Zig Ziglar. And this quote fits with this. And I try to find a quote that actually fits with what it is that I'm talking about. And I'll say it again, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Zig Ziglar, I always wonder what his real name was. It was Hillary Hinton Ziglar. That's a name. And he was born in Coffee County, Alabama on November 6, 1926. And he was the 10th of 12 kids. But when he was 6, his father died of a stroke and a younger sister died 2 days later. So that had to have been so devastating for his mom, because basically now she's having to raise 11 kids with no father, and that would be terrible. As an adult, he became a salesman and a motivational speaker, and he sold several books. And I have to admit, I think I went to an event one time where he was speaking, and I enjoyed his work. He did die November 28th of 2012 at the age of 86 in Plano, Texas. All right. My main subject is what's next. So obviously my life has changed dramatically these past several months. I still can't talk about too much about because it's still ongoing. But he had a psychotic break. He kicked me off the farm and has filed for divorce. It's been bizarre. It's been so bizarre. When this is over, I'll try to fill you in on some of the things that's been happening. It's been no joke. It's been bizarre. It's been so bizarre that my lawyer has actually even told me that neither him nor the judge that's over this has ever had a case like this. And they're actually having to do research on how to best handle it. So, yeah. So I'm still in limbo. I have no idea. And I think that's part of what my depression has come to, is each court date comes and I have hopes that the end is near. It's been over a year and I'm not contesting. He's the one that's contesting, and he's the one that filed for divorce. And like I said, it's been bizarre. And okay, I can't go down that road. Okay. But I keep thinking the end is nearing, and I get only become disappointed at yet another delay. It's just one delay after another for bizarre reasons. And it's just been too much. So the shock of being kicked off the farm has morphed into pain, that has morphed into fear, which I can't tell you why, which has morphed into despondency. And then there's been everything in between. I still laugh with my friends. You know I'm going to laugh. If you know anything about me at all, I love I love to laugh. And I'm so very grateful for my friends and for my church family and all of the people who stayed by my side through this whole ordeal. I'm going to cry. Encouraging and praying for me always. And several have helped me in tangible ways too. This is another change too, though. My beautiful granddaughter, and I just, she grew up and went to college and during all this mess. And now she's engaged to be married, and she and her fiance have temporarily moved to, I hope it's temporarily, to New Mexico. Can you believe that? And I can say without reservation that she is the true love of my life, and I miss her dearly. But I'm also very happy for her too. Interestingly enough, though, her older brother, who has kept himself a lot over the years because his own things he's had to live through, he started coming around, and I've truly enjoyed getting to know him better. And I also have a lively 4-year-old, she's smart too, granddaughter who loves for me to pick her up on Sunday mornings and come to church with me. So, honestly, there's no reason for me to be despondent because I'm surrounded by just good people, beautiful, beautiful friends, beautiful grandchildren. And life is good no matter what. I did spend months looking for a job, and that's a difficult task for a woman in her 60s who's been homesteading for several years. So, I had all the skills and stuff, but I really didn't have any recent actual job that I could tell anybody about, So I did try to deliver Amazon packages for a while, but it was for Sundays only. And I just felt like the life was being sucked out of me. And after losing so many other things in my life, missing church on Sundays was just too much for me. So I quit that job. I was not doing well. But at the same time, that's not a good feeling when you need to get back on your feet and wait for the next court date. I have to make a living. I have to make a life for myself. But that was not the job for me. But finally late last summer, I found this job, and it really was a godsend. It's like literally around the corner from me. I could walk if I wanted to. But then nobody would know if I was at work. And so I drive around the block to go to work in the mornings. But, it's good. It's part-time, but it's really enough hours that I can start paying some bills down and I can have a life again. And like I was talking about earlier, the mayor who trained me was patient as I learned a job that can be pretty intricate. Mundane tasks like paying bills are mixed with learning ordinances and insurance and laws and all this other stuff. Retention reports. I'm trying to learn how to file things and where they were filing. I'm actually redoing all that because the people that was doing it before didn't know what they were doing either, and they just kind of did random ways of storing documents. And so I've been able to research and get actual documentation to tell me what my retention schedule is. Thanks mostly to a lady that was at a meeting I had gone to a few weeks ago. She had access to a retention records thing that she passed on to me, and I was really grateful for it. As a one-man job, I've been learning all the aspects of keeping the town running and legal. I have a lot to learn, but actually I'm enjoying this job. I'm enjoying the task too. Then comes the political part of the job. Okay. So far, I've been working to be friendly and helpful, and this has made this part easier, but recent events have changed that. Like I said, the mayor and his wife are moving away. And when he came in, there was an old guard that was good old boy type thing. And so now they're already starting some trouble and want to try to get back into it. And so I don't know. Even then, I think, am I still going to have a job? I don't know. We'll have to find out. And who's going to be the next mayor? All that stuff. And it could be another interesting twist in my life. We'll have to find out. And at the same time, my duties as the town clerk have suddenly expanded. As the mayor, he was a very hands-on mayor, so he went to all the meetings and did all the things and did as much as he could. He was retired, so he wanted to have something to do. So he did a lot of the tasks himself. And now I have to learn what is more to my job, what is going to be the new mayor's job, what is the new mayor going to be willing to do, what it is going to be left for me to do too, and what are those tasks. So I need to quickly learn the parts of my job that he's been doing. And so I'm starting to attend more meetings, and I'm having to learn what decisions can I make on my own, and what do I need to wait until the next board meeting to take to the board, or wait till the next town meeting to take to the board. And I'm learning all that too. So I've learned a lot, but I have a long way to go before I can consider myself competent. And the next court date is just a few days away. And so you get all that on your mind too. Will I get my farm back? I'm supposed to. I don't know though. Do I need to give up on that idea? That's a possibility too. If so, where would I live? I can't live in this parsonage for the rest of my life. I would have to find a way to do things on my own. So that, I think that's been one of the hardest things, is not knowing if I'm getting my farm back. I've missed my dogs so much. I don't know if any of you guys are dog lovers, and I had a beautiful cat. I don't think that I've told the cat's not there anymore. But, I loved my animals. Most of the animals are gone. My pigs are gone. I don't know where they are. The chickens are running free and doing whatever they want to. I have no idea how many of those are left. I don't. The rabbits, they're not there anymore either. I get the feeling they died, but I don't know for sure. So all that's left is a few chickens and my dogs that I haven't seen in over a year. So that's been difficult. So learning to trust God in this situation this past year has been a journey. One that I've had to learn to gain any sort of peace in this ordeal. I mean, there's been so much that I've struggled. I've struggled with peace. I've struggled with trusting God. Struggled with a whole lot of stuff with this, and it's been kind of an ordeal. My hair's still falling out from stress. My teeth chatter at odd times, and my emotions seem to stay on a roller coaster. And that doesn't sound like I'm trusting God, but I'm getting better at it. What can I say? But let's see how the next court date goes. That's good. Should be an interesting one. And I don't know. My question of the day is, so what are some very difficult times in your life where you had to completely rely on God to get you through? Give me an email at theciaellis@gmail.com, THECIA ELLIS@gmail.com. Apparently I'm a little scatterbrained today. And so I also want to explain, to remind you that if you ever want to do something like this, I tell you what, I've got like 3 podcasts going. I do the Faith Fuel, and then I do some of the things with Adam for videos and stuff. And I'm going through Streamyard. Now I'm really enjoying myself. And I would highly recommend using Streamyard for any of these projects that you might have a tendency to want to try. They have a lot more tricks and stuff. I mean, it's easier. I have seen where you can do live streaming onto different platforms straight from StreamYard. I've seen other different things that you can do, but I just record and I move on. But you can have fun with it if you want to. And if you do want to do StreamYard, look down the link below for my link, and I would appreciate it when it would help me out, and it won't cost you anything more. I'm also on X. That's where I put my quote of the day, my scripture of the day, and a few other little things that I put on there. And that's at theciaellis, THECIAE. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully next week I can tell you something different and something more. Until then, guys, no joke, live until you die. This is all we've got. God bless. I'll see you next time.